Hello, Bujo Bandits. I just took some Sudafed and I feel great. That's actually not a lie. So, hi, happy February. I have decided to make a video, February setup and weekly planning for the... Wait, no, God. March. It's March. March setup and weekly planning for the first week. I'm just going to walk through my process for you guys and let you see it for yourselves and see if it's helpful to you. Ready, set, go. Hold on. I'm not going to flip the camera. Remember, I figured out how to use the button. Blammo. Look at that. Okay. Frankenlog 1.7 for March. I did, for the most part, the same thing that I always do. I have a line for every day, and I put my stuff I want to do over here, and I give it letters if it needs to be scheduled, and then I either put it on the day, or if it's a weekly, something for the week, I put it over here, or if it's something I don't know when I'm going to get it done, but needs to get done this month, I can put it down here. I did some changes to my habit tracking based on some, fun stuff we've been doing in Bujo U lately, and some thoughts I've had on it in regards to, what I want to focus on. So usually I have my star tracker where each day there's gray boxes, and if I do all my habits, let me show you last month. Please hold. Is this last month? This is last month. So this is how I usually do it, right? I've got my 4 habits, and if I do all 4 of them, it creates a star, and I get a star day, right? Yay! And it looks like that. This month I want to do something different because I wanted to emphasize... Hello, Malcolm. No trouble out of you, buddy. All right, I wanted to emphasize getting enough sleep, so I decided to make a totally separate column for sleep. So I'm just gonna do like a little dot or whatever, a check mark in that column every day to really emphasize the need for sleep. And then I'm only doing 2 of my regular habits here. I'm changing things up a little bit. I used to have exercise as a daily habit, but that's not realistic. So I was pretty much creating a situation where I wouldn't get star days. So being creative and meditating are my 2 daily activities I would like to track. They're not really habits, they're activities. If they were habits, they would just happen, right? So I've got creativity and meditate, and if I do both of them, star day. Sweet. Now over here is where I tried to make a little change for exercise, because I want to exercise twice a week. That's my battle plan. So I've got one like this and one like that, and so each week I've left myself a gray box to put in my marks for exercising, tracking my activity for exercising, which will be this smaller gray box. These darker gray boxes up here is where I can put whether or not I have attended a certain meeting and whether I've done my weekly planning. I actually did my weekly planning today, so let's do this all messy like, right? Planning done. Pew, pew. Oh man, that was barely on camera. Anywho, I'll put the cap back on. All right, so that is my monthly, and you can see I've got a bunch of stuff already scheduled. Now let me tell you my process for setting this monthly up in case somebody's interested. So the first thing I do every month is I go to my routines page, which is way back at the front of the book. Right before my future log, I have what I call a routines page, and that's where there are certain things that are going to happen every single month, and I don't want to have to write them. Even in an Alistair method, I would have to write them. Like in this is a 6-month Alistair, style future log. I would have to write it, once for every month, or write it once and put 6 dots down or whatever. So I decided to make just these are the things that happen every single month, and there's some other things that happen every so often. So like, every 6 months change the fridge filter. And I have a when did I last list I can check. I'll just show you. I have a when did I last list I can check to see when's the next time I need to do that. My realizations, there's my thingy. Where's my when did I last? Oh man, so unprofessional. There it is, when did I last? So the last time I changed the fridge filter was 12/6. So when I'm doing my routines, when I'm checking my routines list, I would say, 12/6. Well, it hasn't been 6 months. Oh my God, where is it? Okay, so it hasn't been 6 months, so I'm not doing it this month, so I wouldn't add that in. So I would go down the list here, and I add these all to my Frankenlog. All right, so I'm going through that list, and I'm adding it to the Frankenlog, so all that stuff got added in. Now you'll notice this is something I came up with. I wanted to be able, because I usually pay this amount, but I realized that the next month it was going to be more. Don't ask why. I told you not to ask. And so I put an asterisk there, and then I included that in my, I actually included that in my Alistair future log for this month to tell me, okay, it's a specific amount this month that's different. So after I've gone through and I've put all this in, then I go over here and I look at the month over here in March, and I go down the line. I add these things to the certain dates in Frankenlog, and I put the little migrated symbol to indicate that these things got all added to my monthly log. So now all those things have been added here. The next thing I do is I look at last month's monthly and find all the stuff, anything that didn't get done. So I kind of go through a review, mark off anything. I had forgotten to mark this off. I had sent the computer in already, so I marked it off. Anything else that didn't get done, I go ahead and move it into the next month. But this is where you have that moment and you think about it. Why? I don't know why. I don't know why this means but do I need to move this to the next month? Is it relevant? Is it important? Is it necessary? I decided I didn't need to do that, so I crossed it off, but everything else I thought was still needed doing and was worth taking the time to, pass over to the next month. So I added all that stuff on. And that's pretty much it from my monthly migration. Now, let's talk about weekly planning. Hi, it's me again. Weekly planning, when I'm being good, I do it at either Saturday or Sunday or Monday, right at the beginning, before another week begins. February was rough, actually. I had a rough seasonal mood issue in February, and I was not great about anything, if I'm being honest. It was hard to get stuff done, and one of the things that I did differently to try to adjust that is I got one of those full spectrum lights, and I'm shining that. You want to see it? So this is my fancy new full spectrum light. Here, watch this. There it is! And it's wireless, so I can charge it, and then in the morning I can just plop it on the table in front of me for the 30 minutes or whatever while I'm doing my morning reflection. And honestly, I think it has helped. A lot. I feel a lot better. I was very unmotivated. So anyways, if I'm doing the right thing, then I'm doing my weekly planning. I have a template I've already shown, but I'll show it again for those who are interested. And I'll show you my process for how I do it using my Frankenlog, because I don't have weekly spreads. I don't use weekly spreads. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just not my jam. So let me show you how I do this. Okay, so, oh wait, I don't need this anymore. I've had enough happiness for one day. So here we go. Let's go to today's daily, because that's where I do my weekly planning. I just do it in my dailies. So I've got a template that I use over here at the front of the book, my weekly template. And I've shown this before. This is not news. I riffed this off of Stephen Covey in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. There's a section called Principles of Personal Management, and this is what I use for my weekly planning. I identify the roles in my life that I've thought of, when I wrote this, and they've changed over time, but this is what they are now. I pick out some specific long-term things that I want to get done, or things that are important that sometimes often get overlooked. And then I specifically schedule and either put them on a calendar or schedule the task. And then daily adapting is just the idea of, things are going to change as time goes on. And if I'm being reflective and mindful, I'm able to, sort of review the plan every morning and adjust it as necessary. So these are I'm going to show you these so we don't have to come back to this. Clinician, recovering person, self-care, personal development, creator, and family man. Those are my areas of focus. So when I do my weekly planning, what I do is I set a little place here in my dailies, my dirty dailies, and I say, okay, so clinician, these are the things that I want to do this week for, my clinician role. Here's the stuff I want to do for my family role, my self-care role, my recovery role, and my creator role. So once I've put all these down, these start as dots, right? Like I use the little notes for the headings, and then I put task dots on these. Not because I'm going to mark that I finished them. I'm marking that I planned them, that I scheduled them or put them somewhere. So for example, with, study the NCE daily, because I'm going to be taking that test, what I did was, in this case, I actually literally scheduled that for myself. Where are you, NCE? Where are you? Where is it? Can you guys see it? Are you seeing it before I'm seeing it? I know I put it in here. Maybe it's up higher. There it is. Study NCE. And I really want to do that every day. So I literally put that letter L on every single day of the month. Why didn't I put it over here in the activity tracking thing? Because honestly, I treat my activity tracker like a thing I'd like to do, not a thing I have to do. And this is something that is more important than that. So I decided it would be best that I see it every morning as a thing on my daily task list of what I need to do. So that's where that is. So I've scheduled that up. Read Ellis for 1 hour. I don't know when I'm going to do that, but I want to do it this week. So I actually put it under Read Ellis 1 hour, gave it the letter R, and bam, I put it on this week. So every morning when I'm reviewing, I'm also looking over at what I've scheduled for the week. This is my weekly schedule box, right? So here's one full week in Frankenlight, and each one of these lines is a day, and this box represents the entire week. So these are things I want to get done during the week. I just haven't picked a certain day, and that's okay. This is why I like the idea of daily adapting. I can look at this each morning and decide which of these are going to get done, and I'm aware of how many days are left in the week and what needs doing, and sort of be mindful of how much time I'm leaving myself. And the morning reflection lets me do that. So that's where I put that. Add ASAM to the Ingalls assessment. I'm actually working on that right now. I'm going to be doing some of that this afternoon, but I have it down here. Add ASAM to Ingalls assessment. There it is, letter S. I got it in my weekly. All right, so that one's done. I got to call my sister and check on what's going on with Corey and his driver's license. So I'm going to call Sheila, and it's better to do in the evening. So I actually scheduled that specifically. That's my sister, by the way. Call Sheila driving home 8. That says PM. I know it looks like AM, but that's okay. And I put that right here on Tuesday evening when I'm going to be driving home from work. So I'll know to call Sheila on the way home. Now, the thing with Corey, there's no reason I couldn't just do that today. But I didn't want to just leave it here because, remember, in my brain, all of this weekly planning, this is not tasks to be done. These are things to be scheduled. So it's not really on my list if it's just here. So you'll see I put it down here, and I already gave him I sent him a text. I'm going to give him a call later, and I got it on this is my little symbol for waiting for, because I haven't heard back from him yet, but I marked it off. So I actually did this today. So there's that. Self-care, use the light daily. Again, I think this is too important to be put into my activity tracker, since I treat the things on my activity tracker as things I'd like to do, not things I must get done. So I put that. I actually put that on, full spectrum light, letter U, and I put it on every day. I've been pretty good about not forgetting to do it. I think because I've been benefiting from it, but what the hell. So, and then exercise 2 days, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now, I know I have the activity tracking for exercise, but the thing is that since this is a weekly box, I haven't really established what days I'm going to do it. This is just going to show whether or not I got it done. So I want to specifically schedule that, and what I did is I put it into Google Calendar. I don't want to pull out my laptop and show you, but I picked specific time during the week on Tuesdays and Thursdays to work out for an hour, and I scheduled it onto my calendar. And calendar is gospel, it's concrete, you got to follow it. That's the rules of my calendar, which is why all tasks are in my Bujo and my calendars in my, my schedule is in my calendar. But okay, so that's done. I marked it off. For recovery, I'm going to be meeting up with a buddy online Tuesday morning, and then I'm also going to a meeting on Friday, so those things are already scheduled in my calendar, so I marked those off. And I wanted to make a Bujo video. Looky, we're doing that right now. Hot damn, another thing we can mark off. Who says hot damn? Who says looky for that matter? Okay, point the camera. Now look around the camera, and I still can't. Quality. Nailed it. All right, so Bujo video done. Work on Sam's study. That's my model I'm working on. It's like a little model of somebody's tiny little library. You see all this? Look at that tiny furniture. It's so dainty. Look, from my finger for comparison, so you can see how small it is. Let's pick up this. Look at how dainty that is. Look at that tiny furniture. It's fun. And I even get to make like this is like a little box of wrapping paper. And this is a little fruit basket. Look at that. Amazing. That's what I'm working on. So I want to keep working on that because, again, February was rough and I kind of slacked even on the things that make me happy. So I'm going to work on Sam's study and I'm going to work on Space Empire's 4X rule books. That is some hardcore nerdy stuff that I'm not going to get into, but there's work on Sam's study. That's V. There's work on the books. That's W. V and W are both here in the week. So even though I haven't technically picked specific times for those, I've still indicated that I want to do them, and then I've put them in my Frankenlog where I'm going to see that that's what I decided. When I'm doing it right, I'm not keeping anything in my weekly planning to just sort of live there because I'm not going to go back to that. The way I do it is I don't refer back to that, every morning. I refer to Frankenlog every morning. So I don't want to keep things there. So I mark off, once I've scheduled everything, I mark everything off, and then it's done. I don't have to have anything else, in there sitting around waiting. And I feel good. I feel happy that I actually did that this week. And now it's a matter of just sort of following through, daily adapting, and doing my thing. And, taking care of myself, doing the things that I know are going to make me feel better, and doing the things that, sort of progress me towards the type of person that I feel good being. So that's what we're doing this week, folks. I'm going to go now because it's almost time for the round table on Bujo University that I'm going to go do. And then I'm actually participating, hosting for what's the word? MCing? I don't know. I don't know the word I want. On Bujo University next week, I'm actually hosting a thing about habit tracking and such. So that's a thing. If you haven't looked into Bujo U, you should. And if you're watching this on Bujo U, never mind, you already did. And if you're watching this on Facebook, what are you waiting for? That's it, folks. I'm going to go. I'll see you fools later, my fellow fools and Bujo bandits. Happy planning, and I'll catch you around. Peace. Where's the button? There's the button. Peace.